Welcome back. We're on start with questions 13 and go all the way through to question 18, okay, in this video. So now we're at question 13. You see that there's no subtraction between the numbers. There's no subtraction between the numbers. We're multiplying here, and we have exponents on the outside. Very intricate problem. You got to pay attention. You got to follow all the steps, okay? But we know that we have exponents on the outside of our parentheses, and since there's no addition or subtraction on the inside, we can distribute. Don't forget about your understood ones in there. Okay, go ahead and write those early. That way you don't forget about them. Okay, distribute. You get 3 squared and a to the 4 times 2, which is 8. Okay, then we have, and since it's in parentheses, you want to leave it in parentheses when it's got a negative. 3 times 1 is 3, so you have negative 2 to the third. Okay, and then a to the 1 times 3, which is a to the third, and b to the 2 times 3, which is b to the sixth. Okay? Now, 3 squared is 9. A to the eighth will come down. Negative 2 cubed is negative 8. Now, don't let this become a subtraction. What are we doing between all these things? We're still multiplying. Okay? So don't forget that that's still multiplying by negative 8. And then you have a to the third times b to the sixth. Okay? Now we're multiplying all this. How do you multiply 9 and negative 8? Well, 9 times negative 8 is negative 72. When we multiply variables, what do? We add exponents. So you have a to the 8 plus 3, which is a to the 11th. Okay? And then does b have anything to combine with? Nope. So it stays b to the 6th. And that becomes our final answer. Looking at question 14. Okay, we have polynomials here. There's 2 parentheses. We look in the middle. Oh, and this is not multiplication like it's been the entire time so far. That's why you always have to check. It's subtraction. And then if you go ahead and circle it, you already identified that you need to subtract this. It is my strong suggestion that you go ahead and change all the signs inside there. So this positive 2x now becomes a negative 2x squared. This positive 5x becomes a negative 5x, and this negative 2 becomes a positive 2. And then this one will just stay the same. Oops, that's a 3. Make sure you note that that's a 3 plus 6x minus 4, because it's there to trick you instead of it being a 2 like it should be, or like, not should be, that it normally is. So now you look, you start with the highest exponent. Do we have any other things with an x cubed in it? Nope. So x cubed comes down and stands on its own. Okay? So we go to the next highest exponent, which is the square. Okay? Do we have anything else with a square in it? Nope. So that comes down. We then go to the exponent of 1, and then we have 2 things here with an exponent of 1. You have positive 6x minus 5x. With 6x's minus 5x's, that's positive 1x, and we don't have to write the 1 because it's an understood 1, and thus it doesn't have to be written. And then we look, lastly, we have a negative 4 and a positive 2. We have negative 4 plus 2. They are different signs, so we subtract the numbers. 4 minus 2 is 2, and then 4 is bigger number, and so it's negative. And that becomes our final answer. 3, 2, 1, none. See how it goes in descending order? That's great. That's what we want. Question 15. We have a trinomial and another trinomial, and if you look, now they're adding. Now this is the good one. When you add, there's not a whole lot different. You just look for your like terms, and you combine them together by their signs they have. X squared, got another x squared, 3x squared plus 7x squared, 10x squared. Negative 5x, positive 8x. They're different signs, so we'll subtract. So 8 minus 5 is 3, and 8's bigger, and so it's positive 3x's. Okay? We have we have positive 9 and negative 15. And be careful when you do this. I covered up my whole number, and I couldn't see what it was. And that happens a lot with you guys. Like, you'll cover up your sign, and you don't realize what sign it is. They are different signs, so we're going to subtract. Okay? 15 minus 9 is 6. 15's bigger, it's negative, so I'm taking the sign of that one. And that becomes my final answer. Question 16. The sides of a quadrilateral are shown, express the perimeter. Okay, we did a question like this similar a couple questions ago. Perimeter is you add up all the outsides. So you go plus, 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 plus. Okay, do it with your like terms. We have two x's plus an x plus another x plus another x. So 2 plus 1 is 3. 3 plus 1 is 4. 4 plus 1 is 5x. Okay, so that automatically eliminates this one. You're out. Okay, then we go 3 plus 1, or 1 plus 3 is 4. 4 minus 2 is 2. 2 plus 4 is 6. And so that's where we get this. Okay, question 17. We have a rectangular wall. I would always suggest you draw the rectangle. It's close. Okay. It has a 4x minus 5 units high. So 4x minus 5 units high, because it's going up and down, right? And 2x plus 7 long. 2x plus 7 long. Which polynomial best represents the area? Area. Remember, area is length times the width. So we're going to take these two things and we're going to multiply them. Okay? Now we're going to use the box method to multiply, and it's great. If you drew the rectangle, you already have the box. Okay? So what was this side? Well, it was 4x and minus 5, and this side was 2x, and that was plus 7. It's amazing how that works out. Okay? 4 times 2 is 8, and x times x is x squared. 4 times 7 is positive 28, and then you got an x that comes down. Negative 5 times positive 2 is negative 10, and then the x comes down. And then negative 5 times positive 7 is negative 35. We go through and we look at our peanut. Okay? And they are like terms because they both have an x. 28 minus 10 is 18. So you have 18, and it's positive because 28 is bigger. Okay? And then 8x squared comes down, and negative 35 comes down. And that's our final answer. And which one of these is that? A. There we go. Alright. So we see this question. We notice that in the middle it's multiplication. So you've got x plus 3, and you've got x minus 3. Okay? X times x, x squared. X times negative 3, negative 3x. 3 times x, positive 3x. And 3 times negative 3 is negative 9. Okay? Look for our like term peanut. Okay? X squared will come down. The negative 9 will come down. And then positive 3 minus 3 is 0. Make sure you understand they're opposite signs, so they subtract. 3 minus 3 is 0. So you have 0 x's there, not x also. Okay? And then if you have 0 x's, do you really have any x's there? Nope. So you're going to subtract just the 9 from that, and that becomes your final simplified answer. If it says simplify, you have to give it in the reduced form. Okay? So we just completed questions, was that 14 to 18? So be ready to move on to the next set of questions.